Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to share with you something that's been coming up in my own journey. Maybe this resonates with you. Let me know in the comment section down below if it does. But now more than ever, I'm noticing that it's super important to tune in to what our body is telling us is true and what our soul is guiding us to do or not do. And listening to ourselves and trusting ourselves and honoring ourselves, right? I think that there's a huge awakening of people that are starting to tune out the outside world because, let's be honest, no one has your best interest at heart as much as you do. I don't care who it is, even family members, right? Everyone's under the influence of some idea or a perception. Everyone perceives the world a little bit differently, right? Which is awesome, and it makes for a diverse and rich human experience. There's no question. But when it comes to important matters like, oh, I don't know, what to do with your life, or what type of medical procedures to do or not do, or what type of vitamins to take, or what type of food to eat, we know, our body knows the best. Now, having said that, we need to take in information from other people, right? I'm not saying don't take in information, but when you take in information, it's best to put it into your body knowing and say, does this information ring true? Does it feel right for me, right? Then if it does, we integrate it into our lives. If it doesn't, I wouldn't integrate it into your life. This is coming up for me more and more every day, and especially over the last year and a half. I've never been so trusting of my body and my feelings and my emotions than I have in the last year and a half. And it's becoming more intense. Let me know if you feel that way as well in the comments down below. I find it becoming more intense. And what I mean by more intense, I'm really tuning out. I'm listening. I'm listening to what people say. I'm listening to what certain entities or organizations or groups say, but I'm not acting on it just because they told me to act on it or just because they said it's true. I'm putting it into my body and saying, should I do this or should I not do this, or should I adopt this idea, or should I whatever. I'm putting it into my body and saying, look, is this something I want to do? I've never done that more than I'm doing it right now. And some of my friends are talking about this. I'm seeing it with other people, and I'm even sharing, which is why I wanted to share this video with you now, to see if you're feeling this way too. I'm sharing this with other people because we have to remember that we're on a continuum. Every single one of us is at a certain point on their journey to awakening, to who they really are, to who we really are, to what our purpose really is here in the world, to our power to create, right? To how powerful we are and how we can create our experiences by tuning into the person we want to be, the things we want to do, and the experiences we want to have, and making that seem real on a continual basis. All of us are on this continuum of waking up to our true power and our true self, right? Remembering who we really are, I guess, if you want to put it in a nutshell. And so some people are at various points along this journey, and so just as people help me go to the next level, I want to help people who are maybe not aware that they're their own most important person they need to listen to, right? Some people haven't realized that yet. Or what I notice more in my experiences, we just need to remind one another. I am super grateful of friends and family members and coaches and people in the know who remind me of, hey, you are in charge. You have the ability to change your life, right? What are you going to think about? What are you going to focus upon? What are you going to say to yourself? What's your self-talk? What actions are you going to take, right, that are going to help you realize the results that you want? It's not rocket science. The formula is like 4 steps, right? But sometimes we get confused, we get lost. We think, oh, well, I got to do all these other things, or one of the biggest things is overwhelmment. And people have so much stuff on their lists. I'm just as guilty. But then one of the things that I do is I say, is this really important? You know. Anyway, my point is this: we're all helping one another get down the road in the best way to have the best experience. We're in this together. No man or woman is an island, right? And I I'm just sharing this with you. If you needed to be reminded that you trusting yourself, tuning into your gut feeling, trusting your intuition is the most important thing we can do in our life. The most important. It's better to make a wrong decision after you've trusted your gut than to make a wrong decision because you trusted someone else and you went against your gut. Now, hopefully that's clear, right? It's very clear to me. I'd rather be wrong knowing that my gut told me to do it and my intuition guided me. Honestly, we're never going to be wrong when we trust our intuition, right? We can't be wrong, right? And so if you harm that most important relationship, which is your relationship to yourself, by continually not trusting yourself and not listening to yourself and continually doing the opposite of what you feel to be true, you're not going to get on very good in life. It's not rocket science. I don't think the relationship can ever be damaged because your soul, your inner being's never going to throw you out, right? It's just going to say, hey, why did you do that thing when I told you not to, right? That's all that's going to happen. And then it's going to say, well, I love you anyway. Let's get back on the train here or back on the path, right? And we'll fix this together. So I think that's what only thing that's going to happen. We can always rekindle our relationship with ourselves because our higher self always is going to love us no matter what. That's my experience. That's my understanding. But to live an authentic life where we're tuned into who we are and when we're creating at our highest level and actually doing the right thing at the right time in the right way, that requires a deep connection with ourselves, right? There's just no way around it. I hope this video finds you well. I hope you're trusting yourself and listening to your intuition. I didn't used to preach this. I didn't really think about it, to be honest, but because of the circumstances of the last year and a half and the craziness in the world, the only people we can trust is ourselves. And I'll leave you with this. In my experience, alluding to what I said earlier, you will never go wrong doing what you feel to be right for yourself. Do something, not do something, go somewhere, not go somewhere. You're never going to be on the wrong path if you listen to what your intuition is guiding you to do. And if you take every serious decision and say, look, should we do this? We, as in you and your co-creative inner being, should we do this? And you sit down and counsel, right? Your inner being, your soul has a broader perspective of what you should be doing in the world. And if something doesn't feel quite right, if you're acting in ways and you're doing things in the world and it feels off. I know that I'm experiencing this a little bit lately as I'm ready to go to a next level, like a reinvention of myself so that I can do certain things and really allow myself to do certain things. That's happening because sometimes things feel a little off for me. I feel out of the flow sometimes, and when I feel out of the flow, I know that's not what I should be doing, or I should be doing it in a different way, right? And I'm working out now some of the things that I want to change on my channel and with my products and etc. And as long as I stay in the flow of what feels right and what feels good and what is the funnest thing to be doing, I know I'm going to be on the right path. I know I'm going to be on the right path. So just asking yourself, tuning into yourself, does this feel good? Does this feel right for me? Am I doing this out of a fear-based idea, or am I doing this out of a faith or a knowing-based idea, right? Because we're only doing things out of two ideas, right? We're either moving away from pain towards pleasure, right? Moving away from pain or towards pleasure, those could be the two things, right? And got to ask yourself, what's the reason you're doing this for, right? If it's not because I feel it's the right thing for me to do, there's a high probability that that's not the right thing for you to do, right? We always create from within, and we always are guided. If we let our soul guide us, we're never going to go wrong. And not only that, things are going to be super awesome in our life. Let me know what you think of this video down below. Before I leave you, let me just invite you to subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell if you want to be notified when new videos come out, and also if you haven't picked up my Tools for Conscious Creators, which is the free giveaway that I give you, PDF version that I give away when people sign up to my email list at gmarkphillips.com/subscribe. I would love to have you on my email list where I will give you that access, and then send ideas and insights that I think will be helpful to you on your journey, things that I find on my own journey. We're all going on the same path. We're just at different places, different points, different journeys, right? But we're all doing really the same thing, which is awakening to who we really are and expressing ourselves, doing our work in the world, being valuable and helpful to other people. All the things, we're all doing that, solving problems, etc. So if you're interested in that, you can do that at gmarkphillips.com/subscribe. Thanks again for watching. Until next time, all the best, health, wealth, and success. Bye-bye.